Well, hello people, and welcome back to part 50 of Egginburgh, our launch day Cities 2 build. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Oh, isn't that good? Toot of the train as it goes past, very cool indeed. And we've also renamed the massive building here from last episode to the Chunguska State Management, which was a great comment from Tigan over in the Discord, which is linked down below by the way. As we built out Egginburgh, our Soviet-style workers' town last episode, which was a real kind of hint to some workers and resources, which I think we will cover one day, but I still have to learn that game. It's a very, very big learning curve. But either way, today I wanted to come back and play with the Urban Promenades pack. We enjoy a flyover. Whiskey, as this side of the city has been around here forever now, hasn't it? But yeah, we kind of glossed over the Urban Promenades pack when it came out. We focused more on modern architecture. And then the Japan pack was there as well, so we did that. And then we just kind of missed out really on Urban Promenades. And there's a bit of the downtown here, nearby to the massive modern medical university infrastructure. And the Geological Institute is over here too. It's just a bit kind of zoned and vanilla. This was all built when there was no mods, and it looks like this, which is terrible. So I want to change it today, and I think that this spot here is going to be the ideal candidate for a urban promenades renovation and its immediate surrounding area. So let's get things tidied up and start working with some pedestrianization through here, shall we? With this area tidied up, I would like to bring in a promenade into the Urban Promenades build. So I think we'll go with some classic pedestrian street. Now, I think this road here is kind of prime example for pedestrianization. Turn on anarchy here. And I'd like to also turn on some snapping as well, because I think I want to bring this into a slightly different position in here. Although I do want this to be 4-lane road, and that's what I'm after there, rather it carries straight on. And that way you can imagine this road, once upon a time, was for cars, but as things have grown up around it, more modern institutes have developed, it has been pedestrianised. Which I think is where we'll place a lot of our infrastructure around today. And we might as well keep that going. I guess we'll keep the whole pedestrian vibe running through this way. So let's take it straight through the middle, and then just send it across to that adjacent road. So it's coming to urban promenade stuff. So where we do have solid zoning, I'm quite happy for zoning to come in. See it can develop how it wants. But we will place some more of our more awkward shattered grids like this. We'll do some plopping around here. So these bigger chunks I'm happy to grow in. I think we'll also get a roundabout here in the middle as well actually. Let's do... How about striped with a flower bed's quite nice, isn't it? Or we could maybe have a tree. I think let's go for that one. We will lose some zoning squares there, but that's fine. We can always replop. And I guess this will also become pedestrian too. No reason why not. So now snapping back on for that one though. Fantastic. So with Urban Promenades also comes a bunch of very nice buildings, particularly service buildings. So let's have a look at some of those. So I would love to have the Urban Police Headquarters. Which is the building we actually used to encase our stadium in Runbridge a few episodes ago. Remember that? It's this this one here is what encases the custom stadium. So, definitely works in kind of a ploppable aspect as well. Let's see here. So what I'm really looking to create as part of this bit of Egginburgh's kind of regeneration is more of a medium density crawl. It's likely a lot of these towers in the middle are going to change too when the new American creator packs come out. But I'd still like to reform the initial medium density crawl. So since this has cars on it, we'll take it off the pedestrian street. Let's have this around here. Make the building the same height as the nodes too. That way we shouldn't get any sloping. These assets should also blend in really nicely with the medical university as well. Let's also get in the urban medical centre. This one's a little bit smaller and more discreet, isn't it? So how about we have this at the start of the medium density crawl from this perspective. See if we can generate some nice corners here as well. So I think if we were to grab some of the texture with the tool, I just want to pull this up into the corner. Yeah, and then there's tons of fun to be had with this building, isn't there? Look at that. That is just dying to be drawn out there. As a happy accident. Very nice. Let's also pull this up to the corner as well. I do love these surfaces. Goodness gracious me, it makes really nestling an asset just significant more amounts of fun, I think. Happy with that one? Does this one have any upgrades you want to add on to it? There is a specialised clinics, which does make it a bit taller, which I'm going to do. Then we've also got an ambulance depot, which I guess we'll have as well. Might as well go for the full upgrade. We've got the urban high school, which is a much smaller profile, but what looks like it's going to be a wonderful corner asset as well. We can make it a touch taller. I do like this asset, and it doesn't have too many kind of car parking decals on it either, does it? Which kind of makes it ideal really for placing on pedestrian streets. So I think we'll actually move this to feature as a corner asset within our area here. How about next door to this block that's forming up? Let's have it tucked in there. Because the thing again, so a lot of these assets don't look like what they are. Doesn't particularly scream high school, does it? Could definitely be some kind of like modern office or kind of inner city development studio. So I'm happy to have it there, I think. And our first building's in here now. But they do zone in quite nicely, this urban promenade stuff. Reminds me a lot of Wall to Wall from Cities 1, doesn't it? Especially those murals on the front of the building. Very nice. Demands are pretty balanced in Egginburgh these days. So those businesses should come in along the bottom floors in the not too distant future. Great corner asset as well, that isn't it? That green's a bit slimy though, isn't it? Can we perhaps go for something a bit bolder? Something a bit lighter, I think, if we're going to have that there. Yeah, be happy with that. A bit more colour in there. Yeah, very nice. So we did used to have the old college building here, but I think this is a much more appropriate kind of design for especially what we've got over the other side of the road as well. Yeah, so let's have a look at our urban fire station, which looks like it might sit and fit perfectly here, which it absolutely does. And give this a disaster response unit, and we can also give it a training tower as well. This one doesn't seem as modern as the other ones, does it? Actually looks more like it's from the Eastern European pack. But that's fine, we can still use it in here. Really like that sight line down to that tower. I might make sure we actually historicalise you. I'm a fan of that. And then last of the service buildings, we have the urban elementary school, which we are very much, well, nearly in need of elementary education. And we did place these over in the council estate in the British area of the map recently. I think I want to do something similar here with them as well. Let's just stick them together. I think I'm actually going to go for 3. 3 of them here as one continual fused kind of inner city office building, right? What upgrades can we give this? Urban playground and an extension wing. I'll tell you what, why don't we give the one in the middle the urban playground? And that'll make it even more like one continuous building, isn't it? Look at that, isn't that cool? Move it so powerful. Pretty enlarged infrastructure. Really love that. And then again, all these little surfaces here are just dying to be dragged out, aren't they? Let's pull this one up into the corner. We can have some happy surface action here. Pull them straight. We'll keep that design that's already going on the original one too. Although that just deleted the bottom surface there. We pull the other one out. That seems to work. Wicked. Let's have a little walk down our urban promenade. So yeah, lots of mixed use in here. Wouldn't mind a bit of park space actually. Maybe we can place some of the small little parks we got recently here. Love the little roundabout in the middle too. Another great view down to the disease control centre. I wouldn't mind kind of bettering some of these sight lines maybe. Is there any sort of really nice signature buildings we've yet to use? We've also got some of the Eastern European offices here as well. which again I think will be very welcome. This one's a real nice building. The round office, as it's so aptly named. But I think there's a slight line down from the promenade here, which is what I'm trying to create. That should work very nicely, right? Yes, love that. That's really sweet. Very nice indeed. Very cool. Let's see if we can grab a little 3x4 piece ourselves just to filter through here like this. Plug in the gaps where they develop around the plopping. Yeah, I'm happy with that now. Yeah, that's exactly what I had in mind here. Really sweet. I love all the cafes at the front here with their tables and chairs, which once we get some businesses in should begin to populate as well. There's also another office I saw we hadn't picked up then as well, which is the EE office, which again is another important Chungus number, isn't it? How about this one over this corner here? We can make a bit of an office park out this way. I do not really want these vanilla apartments here anymore. I think I might actually go for some of the Eastern European buildings here, because some of their tower blocks actually have quite a nice design to them. These ones here. I think I'd rather have this style of residential. And then let's place another one there. And then we'll do some finer alleyway work to accommodate a bit of a residential area around here. Let's bring a road. I reckon we'll take it behind this block over here. And then feed it this way. And then we can have some of these larger residential blocks around here, which is going to present lots of really fun little detailable spaces for our detailing time-lapse around here, right, in between all these towers. Be a lot of fun, that one. I will thoroughly look forward to that. Okay, so bringing in a little bit of Eastern European in there as well. I'm happy with how that looks. Are we done with all the zoning now? I think we probably are. So we've got another block there that can come in. And maybe this one too. But now we do also have a bit of glitching here as well. I've noticed we've kind of placed this overground car parking building over some other assets. Let's jump across the other side of the rail, which is also something I'd like to look at as well. And I think with all the buildings alongside the railway, I'm actually just going to remove them and all of their zonings. Just have this as a bit of green belt. That kind of functions as a bit of a parallel design with that rail station, maybe. I feel it might be quite a cool little design. Something purpose built by the city. Bring out the trees here, we'll do something a bit more custom through the space. Yeah, so maybe, I guess it's already 3 deep, isn't it? So it's going to lend itself nicely to symmetry. And then let's just run that straight through the middle. It should look really nice. We'll get some perhaps trees and textures through here as well. Euclidia apartments here as well, which we haven't used. Again, which is a real nice modern building. I think will blend very nice with urban promenades. It's a little bit big though for what I'm exactly after through this space. So I wouldn't mind actually moving the overground. How busy is even this building? It's got 42 cars in it. I think we'll replace it with another building. I do want some significant parking infrastructure over here, but I think I'd rather accommodate this apartment building. So kind of fits and sits in that little space there, doesn't it? Let's bring this right up alongside the train line here. Yeah, that's a much more impressive visual, isn't it? Especially with the old waveform tower sat behind it there as well. We've also got Colossal Tower, which is another residential unique. Or signature, sorry, is what they're known as here, isn't it? Yeah, kind of the taller, the more glassy the building, the more it kind of blends in with what I want to create here. Much more modern city centre vibes. I think it'll really help complement the embanked rail through here. Very sweet. People are using that pathway to walk around the city now as well. Great news. Right, and then in between this little building space here, let's go ahead and throw down... Oh, long parking lot will fit perfectly, right? Yes, it will. Have a little bit of that. And then let's just do a little detailed texture space coming through here. And perhaps some trees to line the larger, more extravagant residential tower in this area. Some oak linings there. Cool. I think we'll even grab the invisible pedestrian pathway there as well, in an effort to allow them to actually move back and forth across that space, which we can further reinforce the walkability with the pedestrian pathway as well. Have that cut across. I'm having so much more fun with these little inner city spaces, spending time with them like this. It's looking like a much nicer area now, that isn't it? You can even see straight through onto the urban promenade stuff. Sorry, not urban promenades, modern architecture stuff from here. Sprawling up the hill there, right? Really cool sight lines we're going to develop around the city now. Very, very nice. Very cool. That's much better now. Happy with that. Last of the zone is in, so we can plop in the rest of the urban promenade stuff. Let's go ahead and get that done. So there's some nice inner city street corners beginning to form around the urban promenade district now. The blocks are going in, changing the angles, brought in a different direction of pedestrian road here. Just to kind of open up a kind of inner promenade plaza, if you like. Which is a ton of fun, isn't it, right? Basically just two mods, that, isn't it? The extra detailing tools with the surfaces and move it. Just to create a space that feels so much more better zoned, I think, doesn't it? Really like how this is developing through here. Love this building as well. Very nice. In terms of behind the buildings, they're a little bit exposed. That's one thing I would like to bring in. Bit of car parking behind them, because there's not really a lot on the front here. So let's grab ourselves an alleyway. I want to snap to cell length, side of building, and angle. And then let's just bring them straight behind. Then I reckon we can just send this straight down into there. Well, they shouldn't change angle and size too much, but otherwise it should be okay. And this will be very easy to blend in, but I think I'll probably keep the hedges in. And then let's grab ourselves some car parking. Let's grab something a bit more modern. How about a medium covered solar panel car park? And then with the other interior spaces, I think we can just pat this out with some trees now. And then here, there's some opportunity for further detail if we want it. Reckons that's the great little spot for one of those little pocket parks. How about that? I bet we have that there. Bring this over into the middle. I reckon we can probably do some more fun things down here too, just by breaking off a little bit of fence and then drawing up the texture again. Cool. I want to make sure we make these two buildings historical though if we're going to start messing with them. Cool. So done like that, just to fill in the back spaces. I'm really happy with that. Really love these buildings, they're really great, aren't they? Some really nice modern inner city mixed use, more than welcome. Into the asset pool, and there's businesses starting to arrive in them as well now, which is wonderful amounts of fun. That is providing us with a very tasty kind of medium density option, isn't it? I'm really liking this sight line in particular. Very nice indeed. We are suffering with a bit of ground pollution here, and that's just because we had a mining industry here at the start of the episode, remember? So that ground pollution will fade away over time. They'll just have to live with it for right now. Let's also grab the pathway to carry on down here as well. Now I think over here, as this block kind of tails out, we fall back into low density over here as we merge into this area of the city. And the distances between Bourbon and Inverness. I'd also like to replace some of these apartments as well, because this is all vanilla assets, but I think there's much better apartment solutions now than this stuff, so we'll probably replace those as well. But with this stuff, the terrain is all over the place, isn't it? So why don't we grab a little bit and move it? Just bring everyone down to the same height over here, I think. Just with the roads, such a terrain work too. I'm happy to keep this little forest here between the Geology Institute and the rest of the city. I think we can certainly do a lot to tidy up these spaces around here, and I would assume a lot of these commercials have left in favour of pastures new somewhere else. I wouldn't mind replacing a little bit of the abandoned stuff with some office zoning. And I think removing some of the more awkward spaces as well. We'll do some more custom work around here during our detail and time-lapse, open up the backs of these buildings and whatnot. So there's another unique from the European pack we didn't place last episode as well. Which I think settles in very nicely at home right next to the train line here, doesn't it? And again, I think it's modern enough to blend in with the urban promenade stuff. They'll be happy with that there. Now, with these spaces a bit north of where we've been working today, I want to save this for a lot of the American packs that are going to come to renovate the downtown with. But there are some still vanilla apartment buildings over here, which I think we could afford to lose. Not massively precious about these ones. I'll tell them all to go away. And then we'll place in this Figura building here. I think it'll be a very welcome addition into the downtown streets there. Yeah, this should also have a pretty nice sight line as well from the promenade. Next to that big building next door, right? Yeah, I'm happy with that. Sometimes less towers, but with more personality can often be a nice way to lean into building out a skyline in CS2. I think maybe one more room for Halo Heights. Just tucked in here as well. I definitely just want to remove zoning around the bottom of that. Got any tiny little weird ones growing in. Oh yeah, and this is another super big glass chungus. Which is really going to help to frame that train line again, isn't it? Very nice indeed. I do wonder if we have buses around here. There are taxis moving around, although I can see a line here. Yes, there is a bus. There is a bus. So where are we going here? I think you're a leftover bus from testing out the Jersey left interchange over here, aren't you? Although you're coming back through... Yeah, you're serving all this area. So that's fine. Let's just add in a European bus shelter then. Nearby to our new additions. It'll make a huge amount of difference, but if they're already passing through the area, then they might as well stop here too. Fantastic. I'm much happy with these medium density solutions that are developed around the city today, but feels like a good point for a time-lapse. Lots of space to fill between these towers with little bits of personality. I'd probably redesign the garden out the front of the medical institute as well. I feel like we've got the props and the mods available to make this a bit more special now. I think we deleted some props here by accident as well, haven't we? There was a fountain here at one point. I really like that row there. Open Promenade's really great pack. Some much needed diversity into the towers. And some new additions with those unique buildings as well today. And then some more space fill here. There's some props in these spaces, tables, fountains, and lots more fun to be had as we add some much needed medium density to the Bourbon skyline. By the way, let's detail up our new urban promenade, and then we'll be right back. Right guys, let's have a little look around the new urban promenade of Bourbon, shall we? Across here with these lower density blocks, just spent a bit more time with them, drawing out surfaces here. This car park should be spun around a touch more. There we go. Yeah, just spent a bit more time with these blocks, adding in trees, car parking, textures where needed. There's a bit more over here as well, some custom bins and car parking in the corners. Just so they weren't so kind of sporadic. You imagine it would be still quite dense around here regardless of the kind of type of building in. So just filled in those spaces. There's a very busy bus route coming down this street now that we made in the episode. Some car parking behind here. We've also got the Eastern European Medical Clinic in here as well, which is a real nice block we've got running down here now. With some car parking behind, ambulances in there, more office space. Little trees, unit buildings, and the train all passing through it all. Very nice, isn't it? Really like how it all came out. So super happy with this, and we'll definitely continue to renovate. The space is a bit further up, in particularly these towers here. I'm thinking we'll go when the Northeastern American pack comes out, because I'm banking on that having quite a few skyscrapers. And I think we just got access to it today. So that should be a lot of fun. We'll definitely renovate a lot of these repeated towers in the downtown with that creator pack when it's out in a couple of weeks. Beyond that, following the train line, we just have a birch pattern following the path that stops at a bus stop here. This area of the city is really busy, which is nice to see. Much busier than some of the other parts we've built. And yeah, I just really like how it all flows. I love the view here up to the modern architecture district we built a few weeks ago. And the schools and all the plazas and the car parking. I feel like downtown Bourbon's becoming a much more kind of distinctive and vibrant place with these renovations. I'm really enjoying it. Just some basic props around the public transport stop, so it looks as though people have places to buy tickets, newspapers, a bit of food before they get on their journey and whatnot. And then into the promenade itself, we'll jump across to the park where we just linked together a couple of assets. There's some tennis courts out here, and even one of the stage parks, which I thought might be kind of a cool venue for the university to host events out here, right? Kind of in the shadow of this very impressive modern institute with skyline behind it as well. I love all the different angles of the towers in Bourbon skyline here. Really nice view, that, isn't it? So yeah, I thought it'd be a cool place for them to host some events at the foot of the grounds. And then around here we just have some more car parking tucked in. There's a bit more around here as well with some open space and textures that we had. Bringing off some of these blocks to a close brings us back to the low density. And then the promenade itself is really nice. So we've got some tables and eateries out here built into the back of the medical centre. So just kind of expanding those natural spaces. And we've also got people using that smaller little one-way pedestrian road now as well. Super sweet. And then of course the master sightline we wanted to prepare today. As that view again with these grey towers on the right will be changing, I imagine, to one of the some of the American towers. But you know, we'll wait for that. Regardless, even though it is still that, I really like that view there with that big circular Eastern European building we have at the bottom there too. Nice sight lines down the crossroads as well, around the roundabout. Really happy with it, how it turned out. You can see those new towers in over there as well. Very wall to wall this stuff, isn't it? Really cute. And then down toward this main tower over here, we expanded the texture around it with some benches and a fountain. There is actually invisible walking pedestrian paths through here, but no one's picked them up just yet, unfortunately. But yeah, just an extension of that tower to create a bit of a courtyard in the inner city. And then same behind the tower blocks over here as well. Some sports pathways linking them all through, tying onto buildings around them. Creating a really fun space. Really nice views down here too. Much more of a sensible and kind of pleasing medium density option today, I think, for Egginburgh's downtown. But I've really enjoyed it. Hope you have as well. Massive shout out to the patrons that support the channel with a roll call to our golden eggs: Andrew Perez, Louis Adlam, Oh Hey Casino, Phoenix MD, and Bad Wolf. And get involved in that links to Instant Gaming. There's discounts to be had plus a giveaway every month. And Patreon are also down below should you wish to support the channel further. Don't forget to check out our Foundation and Manor series currently ongoing on the channel as well. I'm having a ton of fun playing some of the city builders at the moment alongside our roster of CS1 content if you're still interested in the first game. Regardless, I think today's renovation is a great example of how far CS2 has come, hasn't it? These new assets are so glorious, so many different service buildings now, different zoning types. It's just the game is so asset heavy. Really just hoping for kind of a buff in visuals and performance really with CS2 these days. I'm really happy with the asset pool at the minute, just especially late game cities, performance and visualization really starts to struggle. I think once all the content creator packs are out, we will probably start a new build, I think, with all those assets available from the start. Possibly replacing Egginburgh. The city is getting quite old now. We've been playing this since CS2 came out, which will be 2 years in October. Where the hell did that time go? But either way, yeah, I think Egginburgh is gradually coming to a close each week. But let me know if you're still enjoying it regardless. I'll shut up and leave it there. Please do enjoy the cinematics, but I thank you all so much again for watching. And as always, enjoy the rest of your day.